Hello, welcome to No Logic.
All right.
Oh,
Hello,
sorry.
everyone, and welcome to the No Logic tournament. I'm Chex Human, and I'm joined by JD Silvergun. Hello, JD.
Hello, Chex. Can you hear me? Hello? I apologize. We're having a bit of a technical difficulty. Hopefully we'll get that sorted in a second here. So this is an exciting game 3 of Duden versus Bread-kun. See just the Ice Palace map in Link's house. Okay. And both are setting up a fake flipper to check the man under the bridge and his item. And we see the big key of Tower of Hera. Okay. Pretty good big key. And presumably this will be a check of the Ice Rod Cave and the waterfall. And the Zora Ledge after that. Bread gets the swim clip very quickly. Duden having a little bit of trouble, but this trick is kinda notoriously finicky. I think Duden... Oh, no, never mind, he got it. Sometimes it seems like if you get in the wrong spot, it won't let you do it, but I'm not actually sure how it works. It's a really weird trick. Anyways. Blue Mail in Ice Rod Cave. Very helpful early. And sometimes later.
Hey, JD, I'm here.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I had a cable issue. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks. Looking forward to Bread versus Duden. So, it looks like both of them have found Blue Mail already.
Yes, I was in the Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, this is a very exciting match. We always love to see game 3s. Bread abandoning the small key. We'll see if Duden goes for it. I mean, some small keys are really good, but most of them are not that helpful.
I agree with that. Sometimes I leave behind a key like that and wonder if it's the Hera small key, which is one of the most valuable if we want to open up Swamp, like in hybrid major glitches.
Yeah, definitely.
Duden's going for it. Will this be a fast clip or... Yes, it will.
Very nice.
Duden sets up to hop the fence.
Bread into the Lost Woods. So, the far runner's not really finding anything yet, but it's still early. A very bad tree pull. Unfortunately. Just green rupees.
I'm surprised Bread didn't go for the 3 bombs, but maybe he has a better plan about resources.
Yeah, that is a bit of an odd choice. Because if you get up to 6, and then you do Graveyard Ledge, that's -1, but also +4, so you would get up to 9... Yeah, 9 bombs after that.
Yeah, it's a different choice. Duden goes for it. And there's a triple. Okay, very good.
So I wonder if Duden was tier 3 because of the Octorok explosions on the one screen south of Ice Rod Cave. Or if Breads was tier 3.
And Moon Pearl is on Spectacle Rock. A quick find for Bread.
I think Duden killed more of the guards with the sign early on, so his was probably the tier 3, I want to say, but I'm not sure. And yes, Moon Pearl's a really good find early, as long as it doesn't lead them on a false trail to checking a bunch of garbage.
Zamaria is in Blind's Hut.
And a mushroom, which we hope isn't going to be
Oh,
needed for very much, but sometimes it is, though.
we have the option of fake powdering right now.
Yeah, that's a really good point. But aside from that, we use the mushroom for other things, such as indexing, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that later if it comes up.
So here's Bread's DMD to Graveyard Ledge. Duden and Bread are both in similarly shaped rooms. Similar room high five.
Red Boomerang could be helpful later, depending on other items. Well, and early on, it's just helpful because we don't have that many items.
And there's talk about no logic double rods. This is the double rods variant of no logic randomizer. So there are 2 of each rod in the item pool. And this does help prevent an unbeatable seed. And it makes no logic racing safe for tournament, and it makes seeds much more fun, in my opinion. Which I didn't really expect, but it does make for very well-matched races.
Yeah, it encourages a lot more creative solutions with less items and aggressive plays. And we see Duden getting the first bottle in the back of the tavern and immediately selling the bee.
Yeah, well done. Sometimes I don't know where to release that thing, but Duden's got it.
Alright, going for that fake powder you mentioned. So Duden getting the full clear of Kakariko, I mean minus the flute and the smith, which we may never see.
Oh,
And
look at
Bread
that.
leaving a sword behind.
That's really interesting. So we know that a bottle is available, and Brad is waiting for that to happen because that would allow him to dupe the sword, leveling it up to level 2.
Yeah,
So,
kind of a bold play, but we know that it's not too hard to find a bottle in this particular seed.
oh, here we go.
Lamp.
Lamp is not just a fire source, it's also our search index setter, our best one.
Alright, thank goodness we don't have to rely on any mushroom setups.
Right. And Brett is now doing a bomb juke, bypassing the transition and then getting skip up. We don't get to see the item, do we? That was King's
Ice
Tomb.
Rod.
Oh, wow. Nice find. So now, it's Bread's first item with sparkles. Although we did see a sword earlier.
Duden into desert. I didn't see if he bought a potion, but he can still do a lot of glitches with Samaria, and even some without, if he chooses to.
Yeah. And we know there are 2 magic decanters in the map room. Duden picks up 1. But we have to stop getting hit if we're gonna hit the switch. Oh, nice mirror.
A mirror is a really, really good item. Even if you don't need it, it's really nice to have.
Saves a lot of time in certain cases. In a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Bread got a bad kick. Maybe clipping too high or something like that. Doesn't quite get into Hera. Duden gets the STC, Samaria Transition Corruption, to get into Thieves and skip the transitions to the attic. It's an attic skip, sort of.
That's our first Samaria of the Seed. Very exciting.
So, taking advantage of the mirror, Duden returns to desert. Bread? What is Bread doing? Is this
It's a very fast map check. I did not. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that he checked the map. I'm that slow. Yeah, watch Bread's screen. Bread wraps the map. He screen wraps so many times that Link falls to the very bottom of the overworld map. So that's the Death Mountain super drop.
I'm trusting other Tom, our tracker, that Ice Palace is a crystal, because they got the map in Link's house.
Oh, Bread got 2 bomb upgrades. I didn't even see that.
Well, interesting that Duden did not do the East Samaria to go to Swamp and get the 3 items in the back. Because he stole a small key.
First Fire Rod. First spell.
That was a pretty hype cave. 2 rods, bow and Burna. 2 different
and
rods,
Burna
I should
too.
say.
That's amazing.
Gullwoods and Mire, red crystals. Interesting.
Okay, Bread is at 2 hearts. He does have blue mail, so it's not necessarily one-hit knockout, but he should be a little bit careful.
Duden with the contemporary DMA.
Mm-hmm.
I stole that from someone. So, Bread right away wants to check the Mire Medallion, knowing now that it's a crystal. Combos.
Duden, uh-oh. So I think Duden got into a little trouble booming. I think he didn't need to boom in that case. But good defensive play. Does not take a death. That's good. That can happen.
Sometimes that screen just does not want you to live.
It does not, no. Oh, Duden mirrors out with 1 heart remaining. Okay, what's next? Is it a full clear of Hera? Minus basement, maybe? Wait.
I missed what happened to Bread there. There's some interesting digging, routing.
I believe it's farming. I'm a little surprised he's going into the game field to do the farming though. I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, he left and went back in. I didn't see what the item is, but I'm guessing it was nothing.
Well, maybe it actually. I don't know. I got a little mixed up there.
Oh, apparently the hammer was in desert or the desert area.
Oh, okay, I missed that. But yeah, I know that Duden has it. So that is 3 hits on Moldorm. Moldorm's down, and Duden gets his first crystal in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a very
Meanwhile,
good start.
Bread is into Thieves. Wow. Interesting routing situation.
Well, if Bread takes a death in Thieves Town and checks Kakariko afterwards, he'll get the bottle that he's looking for to do the sword dupe.
Yeah. Uh, the good news is Bread-kun can take down Blind with Burna, but he has to farm magic to get there.
I don't think Bread can.
Oh, no
Well,
big
I
key.
mean, he would have to Ice Rod hook push to. Well, I don't know if he can do this without the big key, at least certainly not easily.
Oh, Duden's going for the red mail. That's interesting. Well, good. Duden's invincible, but has 5 hearts only. Okay. Yeah, so the Death Warp makes sense. Of course, we can't clear Thieves Town without the big key going straight in. So the Death Warp allows us to do a fake world transition because now the game places us in the light world. Oh, here's full magic. That answers my other issue that I had.
And if somebody could do all those hook pushes in Thieves Town with the Ice Rod and bow and bombs, they would be a hero.
And Brad is into Blind's Hut. Duden continuing on the mountain. Now, Brad does not have a real opportunity to do fake powder because he has so much magic power.
Yeah, I just got the refill from Half Magic. That's kind of unfortunate, actually, but even I don't think it was anything, but Bread doesn't know that. If he wants to go for it, he needs to start Burna dashing, like, now, and dash everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's not on the table. So what's Duden's next play? Looks like he's going to Uncle. This is kind of interesting to do it straight into the light world and not combining it with the dark world.
Yeah, even with the Moon Pearl, I think usually people would do the Pyramid Fairy. Oh, Hammer was in Kakariko, I missed that.
Oh,
It
okay.
was in Chicken Hut. A pretty stacked town, all things considered, with Samaria and the bottle as well. And the boomerang.
Yeah, so there's Bread's bottle. That is the same one Duden has. Bread will also sell this bee. That'll get our runners on par with rupees. And
Yeah, Bread spent money on digging.
oh yeah, but then farmed up some rupees. So will Bread buy a red potion here? Yes, Bread wants to be sure to have this because he wants to dupe the sword at Watergate.
Yes, for those coming in late, there is a sword, the sunken treasure from the dam, and we like to dupe that with an overworld YBA, if we're able to.
So, I believe Duden is going for Hyrule Castle Big Key, and by the way, there's Ganon's Tower Big Key. And both of these keys will do the same thing for our runners, which is to open big locks in Cave State.
The game really loves to do that, putting all these other cave state big keys in the castle area.
Yeah. So, I like Duden's direct play to get this. And we'll see what's next. An immediate save and quit. Wonder if we're going straight into the caves. Or, well, Duden's at Link's house. Maybe it's time for South Shore, which will be good. Because there's a sword there. We're not doing that yet. Sahasrara, perhaps. Okay, now it's Bread's turn to do an attic skip.
I was thinking Duden was going to Pod, but maybe wants to get this info in case Pod is the green pendant. He's not going to fight the boss. Desert. Interesting. Although actually, this Helmasaur fight would suck because he doesn't have the bow. Well, he'll get a sword though soon, I think. Who knows?
Yeah, it's not clear to me, that's for sure. Next up appears to be a potion shop, as Duden does an upward teleport out of the Eastern Overworld.
I wonder if Bread will go for this East Samaria to get some extra items from Swamp.
And one advantage that the attic skip has is that we steal a key. So Bread is able to use a key to quickly get to the right side of desert. It's also handy to have that door open in case we want to use it for, like you said, an STC.
This one is a little bit trickier than the North Samaria, but a very powerful trick to know. Okay, first try. Oh, not first try. I think he overcorrected there. Whoops.
Yeah, I looked away during the correction, but yeah, like you said, it's a little trickier. We have to move right in a particular way and then left in a particular way. Then return to the right. Oop. Oh, Brad's already going for Argus, huh?
Yeah. It's just a little bit surprising.
Oh. Duden's out of there.
Well, Brett has practiced the Fate Clippers, so maybe this is a strong play with all the splash delete items. Brett will be able to do the boss and the crystal at the same time, potentially, if he has a way to. Oh no, never mind. He doesn't have the Swamp Small Key. Never mind. I'm not sure why we're doing this, but
what is Brett going to kill Argus with? He has 2 rods and a hammer. And bow. So let's use the bow.
I don't think the bow works without silvers, actually.
It does. If you watched a race between Doomtap and me, we both did a cursed Argus fight with 8 bow shots.
Oh, for phase 2 it works, okay, but not for the puffs. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, oddly, that is correct.
Well, that was actually not bad. He made that look reasonable.
Yeah, for sure. I like to fire upwards. It seems to be more consistent. And Bread showed that to us in the first couple of hits.
Oh, he was doing this to route to the dam so he could do the sword too. And like, anyway,
Oh
okay. This
yeah,
has
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
to do with the swamp prize.
Haha.
Interesting.
Yeah, so what we want to do is show the item, then do a YBA on a screen edge, usually the right side, and then pick up the item.
Hey, this is risky because if you're going east with the YBA, the bomb setup does not always put you on the last pixel.
Yeah, Bread-kun is being so careful there, yet still transitions. I'm not totally sure how that happened. So he'll flood the dam again. Meanwhile, Duden's into Skull Woods. Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
a sword.
That's quite interesting. I'm not sure Duden will dupe that. All right, here's Bread's turn. The dupe is successful, so he can pick up the sword, then basically transition and do it all again. Don't go into the dam. There's no door there. But I believe a transition on those screens are safe.
Yeah, you can just leave like the screen and come back, and then
Yeah,
pull the dam.
you
And the sword
you
will still
have
be there.
and you have to know the screen, like the kind of screen that you're on, although because certain screens will cause you to infinite scroll. So, good safe play for Bread. Okay, so Duden with no fire rod is not going to Moth right now.
So
But
we're duping it twice apparently on Bread's side.
I'm a little surprised by that. But
That is quite time consuming and some might say a little bit greedy, but
I'm not
we'll
certain
see.
that that's what's going to happen, though.
Well, he didn't pick it up yet. He still has fighter sword, so like why else?
I don't know. Good question. We'll see.
There's our Meyer medallion. Oh yeah, we already knew that from Duden. Whoops. Well, now they have swords, so they can use the medallion.
Oh, Brad is going into Eastern. That's interesting. This could be a door delete to get to the back.
Yeah, that's probably what he's thinking, but I'm still confused about this sword dupe situation. Like, he didn't show us, but he did dupe the sword. So if he goes back and pulls the dam, his master sword will be there, but I just think it's a little strange to not follow up on that right away.
Well, I think Brad likes to do strange plays and keep us guessing. Brad might be thinking, not sure how many times I want to dupe this. Let's just not dupe it yet.
That very well could be. And yes, as you pointed out, we do not need the big key to clear Eastern with Samaria. He can do a West Samaria and delete the door. Or, I'm saying Samaria, but they are also called STCs, as Chex said earlier. So, I'd imagine he's going to clear the dungeon. Or possibly even go to Meyer. Because he knows the medallion.
Interesting, Brad spawning all 4 skeletons instead of just 3. I'm not sure what movement contributes to that.
Yeah, I'm not good at the rando strat. I just do the vanilla strat for that room.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't tell you.
something is missing. The big key, Bread gets that text box deliberately because it sets a certain value that we want. And we can open that door. Door opening incoming. This is a West Super Tile Samaria. There we go. So we lost the sprites. We also lost that door. That door was now deleted. Bread will need to mirror and return to that room and then just pass through it. Meanwhile,
nicely
Bread,
done. Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like Duden is very good with the blue boomerang. Oh, these moblins.
Yeah, Duden's been getting rough RNG with these overworld enemies, like the whole seed.
Yeah. All right. So as expected, Duden wraps around to the world. He tours the dark world and gets to Hype Cave, finds both rods, and the next question I have is, will Duden be going to the dam? And it appears that that is skipped, interestingly.
He might do mini Moldarm Cave first. I don't know.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. So if Duden gets a sword, it is near go mode. He might be able to clear the rest of the game with that loadout. All right, Armos fight for Bread-kun. We get the classic battle music from Thousand Year Door. I love it. It is a number of screen transitions to get out of King's Tomb, so I'm slightly surprised by that. And by the way, we're not going to the dam. We are going to the Dark World, then doing something else, maybe? So that is interesting. I feel like Duden is rushing. So now we see TR is a crystal for Duden. And he finds out about Skull Woods being a crystal as well. Okay, so now what is Duden doing? This is a fake flipper. And this will be a pyramid fairy check. First try, Tam Swam. Nothing on
Interesting
the
to come
pyramid.
up and do this and not do the dam. Oh, we see Bread back at the dam finally to claim the sword.
Right. So what is Bread swapping to? Yeah, you are right, JD. Here it goes. Oh no, a transition.
Yeah, I used to do it like that, but it's much easier to just do north or east. If you're gonna do the bomb setup specifically.
Oh, I guess I didn't pay attention to Bread being in go mode. That is certainly what's happening here. So Bread just needs to decide how many swords he wants for go mode, and picking tempered seems like a good idea. Although This is a bit time consuming. There we go. Will it be another save and quit? Yes.
Well, meanwhile, Duden YBA's into Thieves Town. We actually get to see the big chest. Well, it's nothing today, but that's not a very commonly checked location in this mode.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for the tip, Malmo, about the bonk setup. That would definitely be a time saver. Oh, here's the long iris. Perfect. So Duden gets an LSD blind effect, and this is the cool colors version, blue, green, and violet. And it takes a while to resolve.
Well, for those that don't know, the purpose of this glitch is to just keep the door open because we are in cave state. We don't want to be trapped in the room because the prize will not warp us out. I mean, there is no pendant or crystal because we're in cave state.
Oh, okay. Bread-kun is scaling Hera. Avoids the bumper. And this looks like it ought to be a hammer fight. But Bread is using a level 2 sword. And by the way, why are we on level 2 sword? I'm confused.
I am confused as well.
I think Bread just loves doing this thing. Where he's like, the sword is good enough for this dungeon, so I'm going to continue with dungeons.
Yeah, well, I'll make sure that Bread knows that you can just, like, walk off the screen and come back.
Yeah.
North or east are for sure good. I don't know, it's been a while since I did that dupe, which is kind of surprising. But there hasn't been anything useful there for a long time.
Okay, so we learned that Thieves is a pendant, so a bit of time loss there on Duden's side. I won't be surprised if Bread does that as well.
Yeah, Thieves Town is one of the easier dungeons to get done, and there's not a lot of value in go moding it. Like, the checks are generally more on the way than other dungeons, so a lot of people like to go there, like, somewhat early to mid-game. See, Bread is not actually go moding though, despite the discussion with the sword duping and all that.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe he just doesn't want to miss out on some potentially good items. Like, if you're like 37 minutes in pod, you're probably not assuming you're the first person in here in a no logic seed.
Very fair. And by the way, maybe Bread is here to collect money. That is a common route, common decision.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's true. YBAs are expensive.
Yeah, I was in this exact scenario yesterday. And the rupees were my reason for going to pod. Whoop. And yeah. High five as but now both runners are in pod.
Oh, it looks like Bread agrees with you because he did skip a number of the checks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a statue drag to Helmasaur, and basically by using a statue pulling animation, we were able to juke the transitions several times, like getting past them without triggering them. With some careful camera manipulation, we can end up in the boss's room using only bombs. The Bread did use the mirror, but there is a mirrorless setup. Hey, it looks good.
Yeah, there's Helma.
Alright, not a bad fight at all for Bread.
Well done.
I missed that the pod map was in pod. That's really convenient.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, if you go there, it's convenient. If you don't, it's not, though.
Yeah, we just have to exit cave state to find that out. Yeah, Bread is returning. So, could this be a wrong warp? What's this gonna be?
I'm not sure.
Yep. Bread is using a super tile YBA that is able to be done with a red or blue potion. He does need to take damage to use a red potion. So here, we can use it here.
What do you
Yeah.
think this is? Swamp unlocking? Or what do you think Bread's reasoning for doing this route is?
Yeah, that's my guess. Well, glove
Okay,
is
glove.
in right side. Brad missed that, but Duden found it. That's convenient. Because ice
Duden's,
is
I'm
aggressive.
sorry. Yeah, what were you
Sorry.
thinking to say? It's a lot less stressful to just be able to go to Cold Stare the vanilla way.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be nice for Duden to not have to worry about that when he goes to Ice Palace. And Bread did clip to Swamp.
And not only that, but what's very costly is potion shop trips in time and rupees. So that kind of thing could slow Duden down. I mean, Bread-kun. If Bread-kun needs to make a trip. We'll see.
Yeah, those trips definitely add up. It kind of sneaks up on you, but... So, is it correct that we don't know the last pendant still?
Yeah, I haven't followed until now. So we know that Thieves was a pendant. Desert is green. So the last pendant is between what? We have Swamp. Well, I think it has to be Swamp, right?
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Which is unfortunate for Bread-kun. Yeah, so between both runners, it appears we do have full info.
And why is it unfortunate for Bread-kun?
Well, because Bread did Argus, and it went to the trouble of unlocking Swamp.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's-
that's right.
And
Oh, yes, of course. That was the play. Of course. Yeah, that's a bit of time lost. So, this has been quite an interesting race because I don't know who has the advantage. Brett has lost a bit of time doing a few things like sword duping, but has has an upgraded sword. Meanwhile, Duden still needs to look for a sword. So, not really sure how this will end.
Alright, so Duden getting the second bottle in Eastern Palace, that is helpful. I think Duden really just wants the sword, though, as you were saying.
And
That's really...
meanwhile, Bread is in Hyrule Castle. Is this for the big key, or why do we want to be here?
Yeah, Bread actually does not have a cave state key still.
Uh-huh.
Well, that explains the skipping the maze and the big chest and pod. I didn't realize it at the
Oh,
time, but
yes.
it's making sense now. And
And by the
skipping
way,
the Ganon's Tower big key.
oh my gosh. That is so unfortunate, like in a very minor way. Because that's what we need. It's a cave state big key, and it's right there in that next room. And it's a skip we hardly ever see. All right. Very good. Bread's got it. And I haven't understood why Bread wants it. But unfortunately, yes, I do. It's because Bread wants to go to Thieves. Yeah, this is a little bit rough because we know this is a pendant.
Well, it gives Duden time to find a sword, because
Yeah.
I'm guessing the only time Duden checks the dam is if he pulls it for Swamp at this rate.
Okay, so Bread attempted Time Bomb, a way of getting a YBA by watching a bomb explode. He doesn't quite get it, and needed to use some magic, I believe. So he did it the old way. Oh, that's the Thieves' big key. I didn't notice that. Very good.
That's a pretty amusing location for that. I missed it as well on Duden's side.
You would think that the maiden's ruse of being rescued and taken outside would not make so much sense if she has the big key to get out. Oh, Bread gets the stair suck. Needs to redo the transition. There we go.
And meanwhile, Duden does tie it up on the crystal count for the moment. So, be interesting to see where Duden decides to go next.
Yeah. And here's the LSD blind for Bread, the more common one.
As the other one is a little bit easier on the eyes, but it seems like it's slower though.
Duden has full prize knowledge. I didn't catch what would be how Duden completes his knowledge. And we know that Bread will find out the bad news about Thieves' Pendant.
I mean, maybe it was just by getting the Eastern Crystal. That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, yes. That makes sense. In fact, I didn't see where Eastern Big Key was. Is that what Duden used? Because that's pretty big.
Yeah, that was a nice time save, not having to do the front half of the dungeon twice.
Yeah,
I did miss where that was though.
It's interesting. I feel like things are going Duden's way in terms of not wasting time. Oh, good pendant fanfare skip for Bread. Now he has to figure out what to do. Unfortunate that oh, he's gonna reset. Oh, that's interesting. Because the play didn't lead to anything, and he can refill his resources. I'm not sure which resources though.
Potion?
Probably a
But I
potion.
think he
Yeah.
It reset, so he doesn't have the cave big key anymore, which may not matter in this particular seed, but that is interesting.
Right. That's why I was like, it took me a second to figure out why he even wanted it. But yeah, of course, it was just for Thieves Town. Yeah, that's. I hardly ever see that resetting a whole dungeon play. But yeah, it's just that there's nothing there.
Yeah, that's really interesting, especially usually if you know, like you GT is your last resort, and then you usually end up cave stating it, just to make sure you don't miss anything if you can help it. But Bread is not in any danger of not being able to complete the game. It's just Bread may want more luxury items. So
Yeah.
it does make sense to me, but it is still surprising.
And we're definitely in a place where I'm a bit confused about why Brad is still on a level 2 sword.
Yeah, for those that may have missed it, Bread duped the damn sword twice, but did not go back and collect on the second dupe, so there's a tempered sword just waiting for him.
If there were if there were a sword on Laser Bridge, it's sort of a hedge to just hold, I guess. But there wasn't anything, so maybe Brad will return to the dam shortly. Let's say.
Yeah, and fourth crystal for Duden. Taking down Mothula. I think Duden has been pretty quick and efficient with all his plays, but if a sword doesn't turn up, though, it might be too much to overcome. This race really could go either way.
Unfortunate death for Bread.
That is an unfortunate death.
How did
Duden
we
having
get
a little
the?
think.
We had the big key, right? So we're not in YBA trouble. All right, Duden needs to think
Yeah.
about what the next play is, I guess.
This feels like a GT situation. Like, you have all the items to do it, like vanilla, except, like, the small keys, but you can just cave
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, but Duden's continuing on. This is interesting. Maybe, if I were Duden, I would be, you know what I would be doing? I would be figuring out how to dupe that sword. And I'm not sure
Yeah.
offhand.
Yeah, I would have to look at the map, but, and I also don't know what Duden has opened or not opened. Like, did he open the vanilla Skullwood's big key chest? Or...
The best way would
we
be,
see. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it would be convenient if we could do a YBA South into this room. But we can't because that chest is open. But it won't work here because this is the same room. So doing a YBA here doesn't do anything.
Yeah, this is not the super tile. And also he missed it, which is unfortunately slowing down his figuring this out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too bad. He wasn't all the way in the door. That would make sense. I didn't see him line up.
Oh yeah, those East YBAs and South as well are pixel perfect. Like, there's no leniency at all on them.
Yeah, I like to use a sword up cube. Personally. Okay. Duden will refill potions. And we'll figure out what's next. Alright. Bread is going to South Shore. Let's go. Maybe a tempered sword is desired.
Unfortunate that it took a boss death to get to this point, but at least he has it now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll make sure to tell Bread that Vortex disapproves of the deleting the middle block.
Interesting choice. All right, so this is Duden's play into Ice Palace. And one thing we know is that Duden has the ability to clear ice without any glitches. Once he gets in, he's gonna ice.
This is wild to me,
mirror wrap.
how many people don't know the vanilla setup for this. Like, it's such a convenient way to just get onto the pixel. But...
Yeah.
Oh.
Duden's...
Yeah, so that this doesn't happen.
This is like... Yeah. Okay. Duden jumped off 2 ledges in a row, but he's able to climb back up. So we're all good. All right, here we go. Yeah, I would, like you, I would encourage Duden to look up the strat for this.
Yeah, it's so convenient. Like, and it's not, like, super precise. Like, there's at least, like, 3 or 4 pixels that work where you can jump onto the right spot.
There are also variations that are known to a few people, like Requiem of Spirit and Hodarubi. I just do the more common one.
Okay, well, Duden, regardless, did get the mirror wrap and did bomb clip through the first wall to skip a couple rooms, which was pretty cool. Meanwhile, Bread into Skullwoods. About to take down Mothula.
He takes down the mummy, but doesn't pick up the key. We don't need it. All right, so Duden is clearing ice, and he does have cane, so it's not that bad to do that.
You see a much more traditional fight from Bread, having Tempered Sword, or Duden had Fighter Sword and Fire Rod, but still did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so 5 crystals for Bread, pulling ahead a little bit here. We don't have the big key for Meyer, but that is not required. This looks like it could be a play for Meyer with the super jump setup.
Mm-hmm. You love to see it.
I wonder if Bread knows like the way to do it without fixing the camera, like we do in vanilla AD. I'd be a little bit surprised if he does, not having run the category, but you never know.
Yeah,
this could be an ice play as well, actually, if he's going right.
Oh yeah, let's keep in mind Bread does not have gloves, so cannot use the south portal. Oh, okay. It's all good. He took a hit that he didn't want to take, but that's okay.
Yeah, with no sword beams for Meyer, I mean, you might as well just turn around and go to ice.
Yeah. Fair. Alright, Cold Stare fight for Duden. A fighter sword fight, but half magic in hand, he can just take down Cold Stare completely. There we go. Hook shot.
Hook shot. I was waiting for that. I was getting ahead of myself earlier, theorizing about weird hook pushing, and we didn't even have the hook put, or like the hook shot.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Will that help Duden find the sword at the dam or any of the other 2 swords? We will find out. Yeah, I was wondering where this would be helpful. Having hook pushing will be nice to clear mire.
Yeah, unfortunately though, I think with the knowledge of Swamp being a pendant, I think Duden just never goes to the dam, unless he's going there right now, which, oh, no, he almost did. Just a little
Right.
tip for everyone, if you're going to the right out of Link's house and you have a sword, it's faster to just dash through the bushes
Mm-hmm.
instead of dropping down and then going to the right.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused. It looked like he was going south to me.
Yeah, in this game, we take advantage of diagonal slope dashes, all that good stuff. All right, so this is a... Oh, okay. Again, magic is full for bread. Okay, so this will be a west YBA. And then... We didn't quite get it. Bread is going to Vitreous in this manner.
Okay, that looked good. Or at least, well, I mean, the YBA looked good. The correction was not good, unfortunately. This is a rough break for Bread.
Okay. Yeah. Uh-oh. All right, so missed YBA for Duden, unfortunately.
Well, Duden at least has the hook pushing for backup.
Yeah. Yeah. So he gets to use that here, but he doesn't have a front slot hook, I don't think.
Yeah, that didn't look good. It looked like a double, like almost like a double mislot, or just a wrong mislot. Not sure what the correct term for that was.
Yeah.
Okay,
Here we
that
go.
looked the way it normally looks to me.
And the release, and we're in Mire. We're still in Eastern State, so if Duden goes to the boss here, we get to clear the boss. I'm actually a little confused why go in here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused too, but I think maybe he wants to take advantage of the Eastern Big Key.
Yeah, if I were he, I would get that big chest in this position.
Yeah, not having a sword, and yeah, if he's going for the full clear, this makes a lot of sense. But unfortunately, not having a small key, because we're in Eastern Palace State, means we have to do this like the slow way, to go right and then left, and then back to the right. Nice mitts in Meyer, very interesting. That probably passed the point of being useful, but maybe not. Okay, well I guess we're not full clearing on Duden's side.
Interesting.
So what happened to Bread last time is that with these West YBAs, you need to back out of the door after the YBA. And I believe it's like 2 to 3 pixels works, so you have 2 frames that work. Like I've taken to like select buffering, but like doing it like separately, like so I can get 2 1-pixel movements and it gives me a little bit of leeway. Or if you're good at 1 frame taps, that will accomplish the same thing as well. Alright, so that was successful this time. It just needs to do a spin YBA in this door, and we'll be in the Vitreous fight.
Bread-kun ensuring that they have used magic.
Yeah, that was
drink
a
a
lot
green
of
potion.
consumption.
Oh, Duden throwing bombs. Oh boy. I would be inclined to go for a murder bomb in this case. That is a bomb that has an infinite timer and exploding. So now both of our runners are in the Vitreous fight. And Bread can make it easy with Tempered and Verna.
Yeah, the murder
Meanwhile,
bomb is
Duden,
really strong here if Duden had done that. It's funny that that saves more time in Rando than it does in Vanilla, but some people still do it in Vanilla because it's cool. And still arguably saves some time, just not as much as in this case with Duden. Good fights, though. Exactly enough arrows, calculated.
Yep. All right, so yeah, that was not the prize for Duden, but he does take care of the boss. So he will just have to return to Meyer to collect the prize. And that can be a trip from Meyer to Hera, perhaps. That's usually the case. So it looks like what's left for Bread is just ice now.
Yeah, I think he's going to buy potions accordingly.
Yeah.
He'll
So this is
probably-
that thing I mentioned where, well, Bread has to take an extra trip. But so be it. Duden just unfortunately has not been able to find a sword. It's just raw luck. So, still not in go mode. Duden will be continuing to search for items. Bread needs to complete one dungeon in go mode and then go to Aga 2. I think Duden's last hope will be Laser Bridge. We know there's no sword there. I wonder if he'll search TR.
Well, there are a lot of items he didn't open in Meyer as well. He may decide to check now.
Uh-huh. Right,
And
I
we'll
forgot
have to
about
ask.
that part.
We'll have to ask Bread what his reaction is when he sees the hookshot drop from Cold Stare. I know I would feel like I wrong ordered the whole seed if I saw that, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, our runners have been making steady progress.
Okay, Duden is taking the key and running with it. That's interesting. What is next? The meetup room chest.
I think some people just do that check first.
Okay.
I'm
Then
not
left
sure if it's
side.
faster. I know there was like people who play cross keys like theorize like without boots you should like backtrack immediately because when you come back from the top you have to go down and then up and then down and then up again. But I don't know. I have no idea what's actually faster.
Duden does find the flippers, but that's not what we want to see. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Duden just wants to get the prize and get out.
Yeah, that is frustrating if you make a mistake like that because you're just like, this is such a slow check anyway. Now it's even slower.
Yeah. Ooh. Bread gives us an extra check after bonking. Just a piece of heart. Oh, Duden goes the wrong way for the prize. There it is. So that's the Misery Mire crystal. Just one more dungeon left, and we'll see what Duden does about searching for the lost sword. All right. Meanwhile, Bread-kun will need to do a spin YBA. Okay. We have to set that up with select, basically. Map wasn't quite what we wanted. Uh-oh. That's unfortunate. So Bread misses the blue YBA. Will he go for a red or something else? No. He'll have to try again. All right, so this is closing the gap a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say, I looked up into the sword duping situation for Duden, and because he did not open the big chest in Skullwoods, a South YBA actually would have worked for duping that sword, as you had theorized earlier.
Oh, because it's that chest. Oh my goodness, that's so convenient. Okay, I see what you're saying. So I was looking at the wrong chest to determine open and close stage. So there you go. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm not sure if Duden refers to the EG map in that way, but it would be interesting to get his perspective on that.
I mean, I hope he thinks about it or looks at it, because it is an unknown sword location to him, so it's a guaranteed way forward if he wants to try to figure it out. But also, depending on comfort level, you may not want to. I mean, not everybody knows, like, this super tile YBA is enough to just dupe things.
Yeah. All right, so a well done hook push to get from Old Man Cave to Laser Bridge, and we are starting to see that more. For a time, I wasn't seeing it a lot, but in this tournament, I've started to see it quite frequently.
Yeah, we had to work the kinks out of that one. It was notoriously finicky at first for a couple different reasons, but I think we've gotten it to be consistent now. For whatever reason, placing bombs in walls can have undesired effects.
Yeah, I'll have to ask you about that later. All right, interestingly, Duden says no thanks to the rest of TR. Yeah, it is possible Duden is still thinking about duping that sword. And just had a sort of a mistake on that earlier attempt. Okay. Fighter sword, hammer, fight.
Yeah, hammer makes this reasonable. And half magic as we're seeing the fire rod spam. A little bit of bad luck there. That head has a questionable hitbox at times.
Dude, with the sword spin lineup? No. We're not spinning. We're hammering. And Trinex is down. So Duden is the first to clear all 7 crystal bosses. That's 20 rupees. What do you think, JD? Are we going back into TR?
It makes sense. I mean, it's not too bad to get the right side checks. If you do the North Samaria, it's not horrendously slow. But, I don't know. So, I guess we're leaving, though. Oh, no? No, we are leaving.
Oh, okay. And meanwhile, Bread-kun, I didn't quite see what happened. It appeared to be another reset, so he'll be going for ice one more time. Okay,
I think Duden wants to check Hookshot Cave, which is more density. It's just that we can't get back into the front if we want to check that now. Or actually we could, we just would have to open it. Which is also slow. But yeah, Bread drank his potions, unfortunately.
First shield for Duden. And perhaps both of our players.
Yeah, as unfortunate as it is for Bread, it is tightening up our race, and it's not terribly uncommon for people to struggle with spin YBAs. It is a lot of
Yo,
weird inputs. And we see a sword in Super Bunny for Duden.
finally. Yeah, that is interesting. It was another overworld sword. And Duden, that's actually quite perfect. Because we're going right back
next.
here. The same screen. Okay. So this is how Duden pulls ahead, and in fact is going to Aga 2 right now.
I was just saying on Discord that it seems like a sword is in that, like, one of those two chests, like, somewhat frequently.
That's right,
As
you did just say that.
And Taj so posted a death hole from the room above,
Oh
so we
my
can actually
gosh.
dupe those locations, like, pretty easily.
Yeah. I need to practice that. That looks like a pretty free setup if you know your cues relative to just a hole. The bottom edge of a hole.
If you look at Link's hat in the picture that he posted, like, compared to, like, the ridges on the edge of the pit, yeah, I'm sure you could do it. It's not bad.
Oh, dude,
Nice.
I think almost had the clipe out and just didn't press up in time. Dang.
It was a good attempt. Especially to my knowledge, like, Duden does not actually run the vanilla game, so it's really cool that we're finally getting more rando players to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's always been an interest in doing it. But it's not a priority for new players.
As far as manual clips go, it's not super precise.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so this is a Master Sword Silverless fight. 52 spins to win is the game here.
Yeah, it is.
Duden getting a lot of double spins, so definitely making an effort to speed it up.
Very
And
good.
there you go, already into phase 3. Silver arrows in GT, huh? I mean, it was the most obvious location.
We get the YBA. This is good, but Red does not get the drop, unfortunately. I don't know what happened there. But that can be finicky if you don't get the movement right, because you'll get stuck on the hole.
Yeah, that's definitely a potential soft lock. Like, runners have preferred movements that they do there. I prefer the Tam Slam, personally. It's never let me down.
Indeed. Alright, and Duden looks solid with this Master Sword fight. And Malmo, it's not right left, it's left right, I believe. Although I don't want to spread misinformation. Okay.
Oh, Gannon is down for Duden.
Nice fight. GG's to Duden. Duden will win this race and the matchup.
That's it, Duden, finishing with an official time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 46 seconds. Congratulations to Duden.
And we are joined by Duden, so congrats and GG's on the race.
GG's, thank you.
Congratulations.
So you might see here Bread is in Ice Palace. He's been in Ice Palace for a bit.
Yeah, he told me in the race room.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And you had wow, what a race though for you, where you could not find a sword till the very, very end. And did you hear where the other sword is?
No, not yet.
It is in the sunken item.
Oh no, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that
that's just me
deliberate?
skipping things.
Yeah. Yeah. But it worked out in the end for you. I was like, while you were in Meyer, I was wondering what you were checking. And JD, he reminded, so JD reminded me that you still had checks left in Meyer, but you were going back in, and then you had to check Turtle Rock, but you didn't check the whole thing. So it worked out quite well that you were able to find a sword in Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah.
And then go directly to Aga 2.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't need to climb the mountain once more. But I really wonder if it's possible to dupe that chest. I think I saw it to dupe it with the YBA up, but I think you have to...
I think it's just a down. So
it's just a down, for real?
Yeah. JD...
Oh, you're
so
talking
we're talking about
Skullwood
Skullwoods?
sword, right?
Yeah.
So I actually looked it up because, while you guys were racing, and because you did not open the big chest in Skullwoods, a South YBA would have closed that chest.
But the chest isn't in the super tile above it, right?
Yeah, so the big chest is oh. Never mind. I apologize. Oh, I got it wrong. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, that was a multitask fail on my part.
I can
Wait, did you
picture
open
that
the big
now.
I
key
could have
chest?
duped it if I left the big key chest closed, I think. But I realized I have this one opened. I also opened the lobby chest in Hera. And yeah, didn't see much else there.
I see.
Oh, I apologize to everyone for you're right. I looked at it wrong because I was trying to watch the race and look on the side at the same time. Oops. So I didn't know if you opened the big key chest in Skullwoods, but you're right. That is the number one chest.
Yeah, that was my first check in Skullwoods.
Yeah. We did talk about tree warps and Skullwoods on Discord, like, yesterday. I'm trying to think if that actually pertains to this situation. But I don't think it helps. Because it's not an entrance super... well, I don't remember. Sorry. I'll just be quiet about that for now. But do you have any other thoughts on the seed, though?
Yeah, it felt like the other two seeds I played against Bread. The seed pretty much gave us everything. And you had to find the last missing piece on the way. I think that's what all races looked like. But I enjoyed it. it's much better to find to search for a sword than for a singular item, I believe. You're still able to
Yeah.
skip here and then, and yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. You know, you're gonna get 3 chances.
You're not forced to do the most terrible stuff though, so
Yeah,
that's fine.
I was starting to like feel a lot of dread for you when you found flippers. I was like, this isn't gonna take Duden to swamp, is it?
I also thought about GT, and every race I went to GT,
yeah.
I loses. And yeah, I really didn't want to go there, so yeah, maybe Swarm would have been the next thing I could have checked. That's true.
I would feel so distraught if I were Brad in this race. So it's understandable he won't be joining us for an interview. And GG's to Brad for a strong matchup.
Absolutely, GG's.
Yeah. And
if you watch this back, you'll see some interesting sword duping from Bread, duping the damn item multiple times, actually.
Yeah, he had a delay. He gave us some other things in the seed, showed us other
great.
stuff before returning to the dam for each pickup.
Yeah, so I guess that's it. So thank you for making this restream possible. It was a pleasure to race Brett. And yeah, see you soon.
Thanks for racing.
Congratulations and well played again. Yeah, it was a really interesting race.
So that's all for today, and I'm not sure if we have any other races on the schedule. So thank you, other Tom, for tracking, and fun as always to commentate with you, JD.
Yes, you too.
We have a race tomorrow. Yes.
Yes.
We have Mr. Fryer versus Fryer 57 tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So that is going to be a game 3. A very exciting game 3. And looking forward to that. So looking forward to more No Logic. And do you want to take it away, JD?
Sure. I mean, it pretty much did say it all, but it bears repeating. Please follow the runners. GG's to Duden, GG's to Bread-kun, the other Tom for tracking. Thank you, Chucks. And thanks to SpeedGaming for hosting us. And yeah, thank you all for watching. So we'll see you next time.